The modern world is fast-paced, dynamic, and ever-changing. A place where cultures and ideas intersect in ways that are both exhilarating and complicated. For Muslim women, navigating this intersection often means balancing two seemingly opposing forces: a deep connection to faith and the demands of modernity. But does it have to be a balancing act at all? Or could it simply be a synergy? An opportunity to thrive in both worlds. To truly understand this duality, it's important to start at the center: faith. For Muslim women, Islam is not just about rituals or rules. It's a complete way of life. The 5 daily prayers offer moments of peace and reflection amidst a chaotic world. Wearing the hijab isn't always just about modesty, but can be a powerful symbol of identity and autonomy. Charity, family, community, all of these principles weave into the fabric of day-to-day life. At the same time, modernity ushers in opportunities for education, careers, entrepreneurship, and self-expression. For many Muslim women, these opportunities aren't about adopting values that conflict with faith, but about reframing them in alignment with their beliefs. Take the story of Halima Aden, the groundbreaking Somali-American model who wore her hijab on the covers of magazines like Vogue and walked the runway for global fashion brands. She didn't just exist in the world of high fashion, she transformed it, challenging preconceived notions of beauty. For Halima, faith wasn't something she left behind. She proudly carried it with her, even in spaces many assumed it wouldn't belong. Stories like Halima Aden's illustrate how Muslim women use modern platforms and often create their own to shape their identities. In universities, workplaces, and businesses, they're rising to new heights while holding on to the principles that define their inner worlds. Consider the rise of Muslim female influencers in the digital sphere. Bloggers, podcasters, and YouTubers who share everything from their struggles to their triumphs. Their platforms often blend their faith with modern aspirations, like balancing skincare tips with discussions about spirituality or showcasing modest fashion choices alongside stories of personal growth. But it's not always easy. Muslim women face challenges that are uniquely nuanced. In some places, they face stereotypes that paint their faith as restrictive or incompatible with aspirations, like leadership or artistic pursuit. Hearing statements like, "How can you be empowered while wearing the hijab?" or "Won't your religion hold you back?" is unfortunately all too common. Meanwhile, in some conservative environments, exploring modern ambitions can be viewed with skepticism or outright resistance. Still, Muslim women have shown time and again that the path to empowerment doesn't need to be paved with conformity. Instead, it can mean redefining what empowerment looks like in the first place. Take the example of Dr. Halima Aden, a celebrated physician and United Nations High-Level Commissioner on Health, Employment, and Economic Growth. Her work in advocating for women's rights globally is rooted in her Islamic values. She often emphasizes how the teachings of Islam champion equity and justice, using her faith as a foundation for activism. Similarly, in the world of entrepreneurship, women like Amna Al-Haddad are shining examples of resilience and innovation. Amna is an Emirati weightlifting champion who broke barriers as one of the first Muslim women to compete internationally while wearing a hijab. Her journey isn't just about her incredible athletic achievements. It's about the bold statements she makes regarding women's potential, their strength, and their ability to shatter stereotypes without compromising their principles. Resilience is no stranger to these women, particularly when confronting societal pressures. For many, the hijab serves as a lightning rod for conversations about identity and choice. In Western countries, it's a subject that frequently sparks debate, sometimes civil, often contentious. But for countless Muslim women, it's not really a debate at all. It's an act of empowerment. I wear it because it's my choice, they say. Not because they're oppressed, but because it reflects the values they hold closest to their hearts. This single gesture demonstrates the power of reclaiming narratives and creating visibility on their own terms. On the other hand, there are Muslim women around the world who don't wear the hijab, either because they interpret modesty differently or because they feel their relationship with God doesn't require it. And that's where the beauty of diversity within Islam shines. There is no single way to embody Muslim womanhood, no prescribed path to faith. Balancing faith and modernity involves navigating multiple layers. There's the personal layer, where Muslim women decide what their spirituality means to them. Then there's the societal layer, where they encounter expectations from their communities and broader culture. And, of course, there's the global layer, one that is often riddled with either misrepresentation or oversimplification of Muslim women's lives. That's not a small burden to bear, but instead of bending under its weight, Muslim women are using it as fuel for action and change. Education is perhaps one of the most important arenas where this balance plays out. Across the Muslim world and beyond, women are breaking barriers in fields like science, technology, and the arts. Malala Yousafzai, the Nobel Prize laureate who famously fought for girls' access to education, exemplifies how faith and modernity can inspire activism. Her speeches often draw on Islamic teachings advocating knowledge and equality, showing millions, including Muslim girls, that their faith compels them to pursue their dreams. Social media has been another powerful tool for bridging tradition and modernity. Platforms like Instagram and TikTok have become spaces for Muslim women to connect with others who share their experiences. In the US, blogger Dina Tokyo gained a massive following for her bold expressions of style as a Muslim woman and her candid discussions about identity, motherhood, and personal growth. Dina's work has sparked important conversations about what it means to exist unapologetically in both worlds. But what about ordinary women who quietly make strides every day? The mothers in Egypt teaching their daughters that modesty is empowering, not limiting. The young women in Indonesia who balance local customs with university research projects in robotics or environmental justice. Or the entrepreneurs in Nigeria setting up micro-businesses that blend cultural craftsmanship with modern e-commerce platforms. These women might not be covered in headlines, but their stories are just as vital in understanding the essence of faith and modernity working hand in hand. At the heart of this journey lies adaptability, the ability to reshape challenges as opportunities, and to plant seeds of transformation wherever space allows. Many Muslim women embrace this duality, not as a clash of values, but as a harmonious dance between two aspects of their lives. Their faith grounds them, while the modern world gives them tools to expand their horizons. It's also worth noting that this isn't merely a personal endeavor, but a collective transformation. As conversations on feminism and gender equality evolve globally, the voices of Muslim women are increasingly part of that dialogue. They're contributing perspectives that remind the world that empowerment isn't one size fits all. And as these voices grow louder, the world becomes richer for their contributions. So here's the real takeaway. Muslim women in the modern world aren't just balancing faith and modernity. They're actively shaping both. Whether it's in classrooms, runway shows, government offices, or digital platforms, They're carving out spaces where they can exist authentically, unapologetically, and far beyond the boundaries others might set for them. Faith and modernity aren't opposites. In fact, they can be two sides of the same coin, distinct, but when brought together, greater than the sum of their parts. For Muslim women, the future isn't just about survival. It's about thriving, creating, and elevating the voices of others along the way. And as they continue to show the world what true empowerment looks like, they inspire all of us to reflect on what it means to live authentically, no matter what paths we choose to walk.